Keep going. Where there is love, there is life. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win. Strength doesn't come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. The greatness of a nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Truth never damages a cause that is just. You can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never imprison my mind. There is a higher court than courts of justice, and that is the court of conscience. It supersedes all other courts. Anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. An ounce of practice is worth more than tons of preaching. Action expresses priorities. There is a sufficiency in the world for man's need, but not for man's greed. When I admire the wonders of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in the worship of the Creator. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. My religion is based on truth and non-violence. Truth is my God. Non-violence is the means of realizing Him. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. It is better to be violent if there is violence in our hearts than to put on the cloak of non-violence to cover impotence. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. Even if you are a minority of one, the truth is the truth. Man's nature is not essentially evil. Brute nature has been known to yield to the influence of love. You must never despair of human nature. Prayer is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening. Let us all be brave enough to die the death of a martyr, but let no one lust for the martyrdom. The essence of all religions is one, only their approaches are different. My life is my message. Freedom is never dear at any price. It is the breath of life. What would a man not pay for living? A coward is incapable of exhibiting love. It is the prerogative of the brave. I suppose leadership at one time meant muscles, but today it means getting along with people. I am prepared to die, but there is no cause for which I am prepared to kill. It is the quality of our work which will please God and not the quantity. An error does not become truth by reason of multiplied propagation, nor does truth become error because nobody sees it. Peace is its own reward. Those who say religion has nothing to do with politics do not know what religion is. Justice that love gives a surrender. Justice that love gives a punishment. There are people in the world so hungry that God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. In prayer, it is better to have a heart without words than words without a heart. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. We may stumble and fall, but shall rise again. It should be enough if we did not run away from the battle. Satisfaction lies in the effort, not in the attainment. Full effort is full victory. Power is of two kinds. One is obtained by the fear of punishment, and the other by acts of love. Power based on love is 1,000 times more effective and permanent than the one derived from the fear of punishment. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. There is more to life than increasing its speed. I have nothing new to teach the world. Truth and nonviolence are as old as the hills. All I have done is to try experiments in both on as vast a scale as I could. Truth stands even if there is no public support. It is self-sustained. If I had no sense of humor, I would long ago have committed suicide. A small body of determined spirits, fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission, can alter the course of history. A no uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes merely uttered to please or worse, to avoid trouble. Morality is the basis of things, and truth is the substance of all morality. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 hearts bowing in prayer. Man becomes great exactly in the degree in which he works for the welfare of his fellow men. The human voice can never reach the distance that is covered by the still small voice of conscience. The main purpose of life is to live rightly, think rightly, act rightly. The soul must languish when we give all our thought to the body. Prayer is not asking, it's a longing of the soul. It's daily admission of one's weakness. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. If we are to teach real peace in this world, and if we are to carry on a real war against war, we shall have to begin with the children. Poverty is the worst form of violence. Non-violence and truth are inseparable and presuppose one another. Those who know how to think need no teachers. It has always been a mystery to me how men can feel themselves honored by the humiliation of their fellow beings. Service which is rendered without joy helps neither the servant nor the served, but all other pleasures and possessions pale into nothingness before service which is rendered in a spirit of joy. Freedom is not worth having if it doesn't connote freedom to err. If a man reaches the heart of his own religion, he has reached the heart of the others too. There is only one God, and there are many paths to him. Fear has its use, but cowardice has none. Measures must always, in a progressive society, be held superior to men, who are, after all, imperfect instruments working for their fulfillment. When restraint and courtesy are added to strength, the latter become irresistible. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. The other is mere business. I look only to the good qualities of men, not being faultless myself. I won't presume to probe into the faults of others. To believe in something and not to live it is dishonest. The good man is the friend of all living things. Whatever you do may seem insignificant to you, but it is most important that you do it. It is unwise to be too sure of one's own wisdom. It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err. There is nothing that wastes the body like worry, and the one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. Anger is the enemy of non-violence, and pride is a monster that swallows it up. Self-respect knows no considerations. Honest disagreement is often a good sign of progress. Non-violence is the first article of my faith. It is also the last article of my creed. Glory lies in the attempt to reach one's goal and not in reaching it. The moment there is suspicion about a person's motives, everything he does becomes tainted. Each one has to find his peace from within, and peace to be real must be unaffected by outside circumstances. We may never be strong enough to be entirely non-violent in thought, word, and deed, but we must keep non-violence as our goal and make strong progress towards it. Nearly everything you do is of no importance, but it is important that you do it. Everyone who wills can hear the inner voice. It's within everyone. Truth is by nature self-evident. As soon as you remove the cobwebs of ignorance that surround it, it shines clear. Intolerance is itself a form of violence and an obstacle to the growth of a true democratic spirit. If patience is worth anything, it must endure to the end of time, and a living faith will last in the midst of the blackest storm. Non-violence is the greatest force at the disposal of mankind. It is mightier than the mightiest weapon of destruction devised by the ingenuity of man. Confession of errors is like a broom which sweeps away the dirt and leaves the surface brighter and clearer. I feel stronger for confession. Gentleness, self-sacrifice, and generosity are the exclusive possession of no one race or religion. All compromise is based on give and take, but there can be no give and take on fundamentals. Any compromise on mere fundamentals is a surrender, for it is all give and no take. Faith must be enforced by reason. When faith becomes blind, it dies. Keep going.